So I just did an intro on this topic. If you're curious, this whole conversation is about why I am more bothered by food. Why I'm more bothered by like the blatantly racist person than I am the I said why I'm less bothered by the blatantly racist person than I am by like the good white person that's like, oh yeah, racism doesn't exist. Like, I'm not racist. I'm good. I don't see color. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's the same. Everyone's equal to me. Oh, but you've never experienced racism, have you? Like, it doesn't exist. Or like they'll make snide little racist jokes or like little comments that are like, oh, but I don't mean it. It's just a joke. Like those types of things. I think one of the best examples of like how and why the one bothers me and the one doesn't is it's kind of like I do a lot with ethical fashion and fair trade, and I've been working on like sustainability and those types of things just like as a hobby, but also since high school when I went to my first sweatshop, and also I've worked with refugees and different people groups who have been in the slave field, sex slaves, trafficking, all those different things. So anyways, that's a whole different concept. But I have something that I'm very passionate about, and I think I'm more bothered by like a small, I said maybe not bothered. I think maybe the difference though, like you go into a small boutique and they're likely to listen to you if you're like, yeah, like here's why I care about this issue. Like, would you mind carrying some fashion brands that are ethical, that aren't using slave labor, that children aren't picking the cotton, that like are actually paying attention to their sources and those types of things. And like that person, you might have a good conversation with them. They might really, like, there's a chance you could change their mind. They're likely to be like, no, I carry what I carry. I need to make money. Like, that's not gonna sell here. That's not my market. Like, there's a good chance they're just gonna like blow you off and act like I don't care. But you have a chance of them like actually caring and wanting to make a difference and wanting to do good, right? But like, you go to Target or Walmart, and Target actually does a pretty good job. So let's just say Walmart. You go to Walmart or like Temu, and like, can you please change your policies? Can you like have a brand, or like, can you have people that aren't doing these things? And the likelihood of them actually paying attention or caring is like, they're just not. You're not going to change their mind. Like, one person's not going to change Walmart. I will say the Target actually does pretty good with this. So anyways, shout out to Target. But like, you're not going to change Walmart's mind. Like, no, Walmart doesn't care about you and the slave labor. Like, their profit is built upon that, right? Like, and that's just the business. And I think when you go to Walmart, you know that like you're probably going to get something cheap. If you look at quality, and there's different things you can do. Like, sometimes fast fashion brands will have a factory that does good themes or like does good quality items. Like, you can sort through those. And actually, this is super true with fast fashion. Is a lot of times they'll have the same shirt made in different places, and you can pick through and see which colors have the higher quality. So like, if you can't afford something nicer, you can still shop a little bit better. We can talk about that in another video. Let me know if you want to talk more about that, like how to look for quality in fast fashion shops, that type of thing. Thrifting is just like, I think, the best way to go about it if you have the time. It's a whole other topic. But all that to say, you're not going to change Walmart. You're not going to do it. And so like with the skinhead, like, you're not going to change the skinhead's mind. Like, there's not really, like, you can still have a conversation. Like, you both agree that racism exists, that there's a problem of race in our country. Like, easy conversations. But when you're talking to like the good white person that's like, oh yeah, I've never heard that, so clearly it doesn't exist. Like, all my other black friends haven't told me this story. Like, they haven't experienced this, so I don't see a problem there. Like, I haven't ran into KKK. Like, people don't come out of the woodworks and say like, my boyfriend is the head of the Aryan Brotherhood in Wyoming. Like, oh, you haven't heard that because you're white. It doesn't come out unless you're mixed. Like, you're in mixed company, right? So like, just because you haven't experienced that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So like, when people are just like, when the good white person is like, oh yeah, that's not a problem, I've never experienced that, and you're like, no, listen to me. It's like going to the boutique person where you're like, there's a chance that they could care, there's a chance, and then they don't, and you're just like, oh, you won't listen. All you will listen to is your conservative resources that say this doesn't exist. And like I listened to Candace Owens, I listened to like all these conservative black people before it was popular, before 2020, before my white conservative friends started sending me these videos saying like, see, they agree with me. And I'm like, yeah, I watched them before you even knew they existed. So anyway, I think so it'd be like the boutique owner then being like, I'm not going to support anything actually working ethically, but I upcycled once. Like, great. Like, anyways, or I recycled a dirty bottle that got sorted out and was thrown away anyways. The recycling plant just did extra work for the people actually doing the stuff. So anyways, that's why, like, the good white person, like, and I my husband is white, My biological mother is white, my adopted father is white, like most of my friends are white. I grew up in South Dakota. I went to college in Wyoming. I have nothing against white people, but it's the person that's like, I know what it's like to be you more than you know what it's like to be you because I listen to this one black person. I'm going to ignore all of the black people in my real life. Or I'm just going to believe the ones that already agree with me. That's when I struggle. It doesn't really matter what race you are either. Like black people that are like, oh, you can't be conservative and be black. And I'm like, my skin don't change. Like I don't wash the blackness off. It's still here. You can like, anyways, so there you go. That's my rant. And yeah, for like clarity, I'm fairly conservative in a lot of things, but racism still exists. I'm not oblivious to reality. So there you go. Thanks guys. I love you. And if you're bothered by the sarcasm in this, I love you. I'm not really that angry. But this is something that makes me mad. And there are probably things that make you mad, as they should. And I'm not going to say that like this is the, like, anyways, goodbye. I know I've got plenty of logs in my own eyes to get out. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not going to pretend. This is more of like a hypothetical thing, not one specific person. So anyways, hope you're good. I'm going to go.